Good morning and welcome to Fort Zeller Elementary School. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful Monday yesterday. Today is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021, and it is a day 2. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to participate in the Mindful Minute. It's a good way to get yourself to settle and to arrive in the here and the now. You know, there's a lot of things that can really trouble us from the past, and there's a lot of things that can trouble us or make us anxious or nervous about the future. But here, at this time, and in this place, you actually have control over, right? So whether you make today a great day or not, that really ultimately is your choice. So let's go ahead and notice what today looks like using our eyes and just scan your environment and focus in on something that catches your attention. It doesn't have to be anything particularly interesting. Maybe it is. And just study, identify it, know what its purpose is, and just be present with it. Know that you occupy the same space in this room with that thing. Figure out the colors and the shape and the shadows and things like that. All right, then take a breath in with your nose. What do you smell? What does the smell of your room feel like, right? A lot of people say that smells are one of the most important parts of our body when it comes to remembering things. I remember, like, even to this day, if I smell like butter cookies with almond on it, it makes me think of my mom and her baking cookies, and I would be outside shoveling the snow, coming back in, and that's the sense of warmth and feeling and arriving back at home, all from one smell, right? And if I smell that smell today, those cookies, it would take me back to when I was 7 years old and doing the same thing, right? So don't underestimate the power of smell. Now pause and listen. What do you hear? And finally, what do you feel against your skin? Clothing, air, an itch, right? Maybe you're sore. Maybe you played a sport and your muscles are a little bit sore. Okay. Now, there are many breathing techniques that we have gone over, such as simply counting as you breathe, starfish breathing, the smelling of the flower, and the blowing and the flickering of the candle, hot cocoa method, and of course, last but not least, the rainbow breathing. Okay, so what I want you to do is choose one breathing technique, and I want you to follow along with me. Okay, let's go ahead and take that first breath in. Notice how slowly I'm doing it. Fill your belly full of air, and then slowly let it out. Let your shoulders relax. You have arrived now. Settle into your chair. Breathe in. And breathe out. Notice the warmth of that air coming out through your mouth. In, feel the coolness of that air. At what point do you stop breathing in and pause for a moment before you breathe out? Now, once you're in the rhythm of breathing, what I want you to do is actually start thinking about how you feel today. Yeah, your feelings and your emotions. Breathe in. What parts of today are you upset about? What part, breathe out, frustrates you? And instead of fighting against those feelings, sometimes we don't want to actually have unpleasant feelings with us. Breathe in. Let them in. Sit with those feelings and allow yourself to just be present with it. Try to understand what those feelings are trying to tell you. And in due time, they will pass on. Now, in a moment, you will hear a bell or a chime. Listen to it as it gets quieter and quieter. And when you can't hear it anymore, you may then open your eyes and awaken to the world that is around you. Welcome to a new day right here at the fort, where you are loved, where you are cared for, and where we want you to succeed. Now, whether you have a great day or not is ultimately your choice. So choose wisely, work at it, and enjoy the rewards. At this moment, please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You could go ahead and take a seat. I want to thank you for joining me in the Mindful Minute. It's a good way to get yourself to arrive with me, with your friends, to just allow yourself to be present and not too worried about the past or the future. I got to say this. Yesterday we had a new student join us at Fort Zeller. And, for us second graders, we've gotten in the habit of doing Simon Says at the end of lunch. And I thought it was just incredibly brave and wonderful that new student decided to seize the moment. He was living in the present moment, not too upset necessarily about not being where he was before, not getting too nervous about school the next day. He just decided to seize the moment. And in an act of bravery, he raised his hand and said, I'll do the Simon Says. And, well, you know what? He did an awesome job, and he got a round of applause for that. Way to seize the moment. Guys, all of you guys, there is an opportunity today, throughout the day, take those moments and seize them. Try to savor them, notice them, right? And in the end, as you do that, you're respecting yourself. You're respecting your body. You're respecting your wellness. And that brings us to our 3 Bs. Number 1, be respectful to yourself as well as to others. This is something that we expect even among our grown-ups. Sometimes we grown-ups might make a mistake, right? We might let something slide that we shouldn't, or we might show frustration that in a way that isn't exactly healthy. Kids, when you see your teachers getting frustrated, encourage them to find ways to just allow themselves to breathe and to settle in and to understand that there are still blessings out there, right? And same thing with you kids, right? There are going to be times when you're frustrated. Maybe you want to quit. Going back to that being ready to learn, you might want to quit. How do you tell yourself? How do you battle yourself to say, hey, I can do it? All right. So show respect to yourself, show respect to others. Also show that you're responsible with the words that come out of your mouth, with what you do with your hands. You don't want your hands to be hurtful. You want them to be helpful. If your hands are supposed to take care of your belongings, make sure you take care of, those hands take care of your belongings. Same thing with your feet. And last but not least, like I said, readiness to learn. Don't give up, guys. Just don't give up. Okay, it can be hard. Learning can be easy, but it can certainly be hard. And there will be moments where you just want to give up. Same thing with grown-ups, right? Adults might get frustrated with one thing or another. Maybe somebody gave them a criticism they didn't love. Maybe there was something about, their day or even their school year that's been really frustrating. And how do you kind of channel yourself and allow the optimistic and positive grown-up or child to come out and win against that frustrated self, right? Okay, there's a frustrated Mr. Lin and there is a positive Mr. Lin. Which one are you going to feed? Which one is going to become more powerful? You know who I'm rooting for. And our character trait for the month of December is compassion. It's another word for, you guys know it by now, kindness. Practice that kindness, show that kindness. Don't just talk about kindness. Get out there, do some kind things. Show kindness to others. And last but not least, you need to hear it from somebody who loves you. And that's me today. I love you just the way you are. Go find somebody else and tell them that you like them, you love them just the way they are as well. Don't just find Mr. Lin. Go find your teachers. Go find random strangers in the hallway. Go find other kids, your friends. Tell them you like them just the way they are. All right. I can't wait to see you guys around. Have an amazing Tuesday.